And Tyler, thank you so much for joining us from the wonderful state of Texas and giving us some of your time.
Yeah, of course.
Tyler, let's talk about this just trip down to Texas, riding with the Taiwan team. Just the experience so far since you've been down there. How cool has it been for you, and how are you taking it all in right now?
Yeah, yesterday was interesting for sure. Long day traveling wise, and then when we got here, we were waiting for the Taiwanese team. We kind of thought Pletch was messing with us at first, and then that bus ride was cool. It was 3 hours. Towards in the middle of the way, we started trying to talk to them using Google Translate or whatever. And we got to meet a couple of them, friends on Instagram now with a few of them. It was a cool experience for sure. I'm excited for what the rest of the week's going to be like.
Did you learn any Thai?
No, they don't speak Thai. They speak Mandarin.
Mandarin, okay.
We were trying to talk to them in Thai, like through Google Translator. And the one kid was like, I don't know what you're trying to say. We speak Mandarin.
Okay. That's something you learned. Did you learn any Mandarin?
No.
Okay. When you look at what we want to talk about first is this Astro Falcons summer and winning the Class B championship, coming off of that NABF World Series. You have to have pause on the Class B. You wait a couple weeks, come back right in the middle of that championship series with a 2-1 lead. What was that whole experience like? And losing game 3 and then having to take a pause and go and play in the NABF and then come back and try to win the championship series that Monday.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the toughest part about it, was just the break in between. I mean, whenever we were there and the game 3 came around and we already had the 2-0 lead, we were just trying to get it over with, like finish it. We didn't want to keep playing those games and risk losing. So we were taking the break for the NABF was cool because it got a chance for us to play different teams and not be the same kids every time. But then we just wanted to beat Creekside and have it over with at that point.
You guys have played a lot of big games. Like Anthony said, you were involved in a deep run in the NABF tournament. You win Class B and you go right to Palomino. So a lot of big games. How are you decompressing while also trying to stay focused game to game and trying to just decompress mentally in between all these big games that you have?
Each game is different in that aspect. I'm trying not to get too ahead of myself in certain games, and then other ones it's just kind of more relaxed. With Class B, I was able to be more relaxed. I kind of knew everyone on Creekside and who was going to be throwing, so I didn't really have to worry as much about figuring out the pitcher or what he was going to do. It was just kind of more relax and go out there and play. After the NABF, where a couple of those games were kind of stressful.
All right, in your future, you're going to be playing in the state of Georgia for the East Georgia State College Bobcats. What kind of drew you to that decision? You don't see a whole ton of kids leave that far and go down south. What drew you to Georgia, and what drew you to that school, and what were some of the things that made that decision easy for you?
Well, when I knew I was going to start going, whenever I started looking towards junior colleges, I knew, the Georgia, Florida, Tennessee, that area, that league that's where you go if you want to play JUCO baseball. And I had a coach who knew somebody at East Georgia. I went on a visit there, and I fell in love with the campus. I fell in love with the environment, the coaching staff. Whenever I was coming out to it, it was between them and another school in Georgia, and they blew. I was blown away by them, and I was I'm going to go to East Georgia. It's going to give me the best chance for my future.
Does your mindset approach when you have runners on base, because you were able to come up big in that Class B championship game 4 with a couple RBIs, do you have your mindset changed? Do you keep it the same? What's your mindset like when runners are on base compared to when they're not?
I got to do a job. If there's somebody in scoring position, if there's no outs and there's a runner on second, I got to get him to at least third, and a runner on second with 2 outs, I got to score him. It's just, you got to do a job. I got to put the ball in play.
Gotta tell you, when I went to your Instagram, I was pretty jealous. You're followed by Drew Compton, who is a Georgia Tech superstar, and I'm a big Georgia Tech fan. So that made me a little bit jealous. And now that you're going to play in the state of Georgia, that made me jealous too.
Yeah.
When you look at, but you're talking about some of your baseball role models and some of the players that you've met along the way that have really been an influence to your baseball career. Who are some of the players that you think you try to mold your game after?
Well, going back to Drew's my boy. Whenever I lived in New Jersey, he played with my older brother. My dad was one of his first coaches. So, I've known him since he was younger, and he's known me since I was a baby. But my role models are definitely some of the past Pine Richland guys. Troy Leave's a big one I look up to, and Matt Wood and my brother, Josh Johnson, those 4. I was a freshman. They were seniors. They kind of taught me the right way to do things. It's just, there's all those older I've been around some pretty good baseball players that are older than me that have just really kind of shaped my baseball career.
You strike out only an average of 1 time per 8 at bats, and just give you a little bit of comparison. Jose Ramirez is a very low strikeout pitcher. It's about 9 at bats for him. So for you, what does it come down to when you have 2 strikes on you? How do you lock in, protect the plate so well, and not give in to the pitcher and let him win that battle often?
Well, my approach at the plate is, I mean, my first two strikes are me. They're my strikes, right? Like I can try and take my hacks, try and just drive balls. And then when I get down to 2 strikes, that's a team at bat. I mean, it's not productive if you're striking out every time. So, I mean, I kind of just try and widen up, shorten down my swing, and take the pitch where it's thrown to me. And I keep fouling off pitches, try not to chase anything, try and keep my eye level the same. Like if it's a curveball in the dirt, try not to chase it, but just try and flick balls away and just fight, and then just try and keep putting balls in play.
We get to see you in Class B baseball when you come over to Ohio, but you also have a great high school career on your hat stand. What were some of the biggest lessons you learned in high school baseball and the coaches that you were able to be coached by, and what were some of your favorite memories of being on that team?
I definitely got lucky with Coach Wolf. I mean, he's the Pine Richmond coach. He's been there forever. I mean, I know a lot of kids. I've heard a lot of stories about kids who really don't like playing high school baseball. This coach is mean. They treat them bad. Practices aren't fun, this and that. I mean, Coach Wolf's been around it a long time. He knows what's up. I mean, I was really lucky to play for him because he kind of was like, he knew what was going on. He made it enjoyable. He knew we were there. Like, just everyone wanted to be there. But, like, the biggest lesson I definitely learned was how to become, like, a better leader and a better person. I mean, our team was super young this year. So, I mean, there was only 5 seniors. So knowing that I was going to have to step up and take control of the team and just kind of, like, show these, we had 6 freshmen, just like kind of take them under my wing, just kind of show everyone how it's supposed to be done. Like the leadership this year was really a big thing for me.
What do you look for particularly in a coach too? I mean, you said you've had different experience with different coaches, but like when you're on your college visits too, what are some qualities you look for in a coach, and what are some qualities you want in a coach?
I mean, just kind of someone who's going to make me feel like I'm at home, like where I'm like, I mean, obviously with East Georgia, I'm going to be 13 hours from my house. So, I mean, I don't want to go somewhere where the coach is cold and he doesn't talk to me and he's just kind of like a strictly business guy. I want somebody who's going to be like he cares to see if I'm okay, if I'm struggling, I'm missing my parents. Like he's going to be like, look, you're here. Like you got to be here. You can't focus on that. I mean, Coach Pletcher's a good job of that. Like, I couldn't tell you last time I haven't seen him and then it's been a joke or something before we started talking about baseball stuff. He's just, I mean, that's my favorite kind of coach to play for. Someone who's more like, I'm going to have fun. Like, I'm going to make sure you guys are having fun.
Okay. Outside of baseball, what are some of the things that you like to do, hobbies that you have, and things that you could define yourself as outside of the sport?
Big time on video games for sure. And then obviously like going to the gym and hanging out with my friends. Those are like the 3 big things I do. When I'm not at the gym, I'm playing video games.
I got to do 2 follow-up questions. What's the favorite video game, and what's the worst workout routine? What do you hate?
Got to be MLB The Show. I'm a big MLB The Show guy. Any kind of it, like franchise mode, Diamond Dynasty, Road to the Show. I'll play all of it. I'll play it for hours. And then my worst workout's got to be, I'm trying to think. The guys at Battleground where I work out, he's got this. He has like a tough day once a week for me, and it's a lot of holds and like split squats and holding the split squats and planks, just a lot of like heavy weighted holds. Those get me tired. I'm hard to walk the next couple of days for sure after that.
Those are the ones you don't look forward to. What about the workout circuits that you love to do and you get fired up for?
Definitely like heavy lifting ones. Like if we're doing heavy squats or heavy bench or heavy deadlift, like those are definitely my favorite. I like to just pick up the big weights and put them down.
What do you believe gives you the competitive edge when you're playing video games, when you're on the actual field baseball wise? What gives you competitive edges?
I mean, I'm just super competitive naturally. I don't like to lose. So, I mean, that kind of like sparks me a little bit. Like if we're sitting there, something about losing doesn't sit right with me.
I mean, if there was an MLB The Show tournament between your teammates, are you pretty confident that you would come out on top of that? Like, are you the best show player on the Astro Falcons?
I don't know. Some of them spend a little bit more time playing video games. But I mean, I think I'd be good, but I don't think I'd be the best for sure.
What team's your favorite to play as?
I I mean, it's got to be like the Yankees or the Nationals because I'm really good with Juan Soto. So I mean, if Juan Soto does get traded to the Yankees, then the Yankees for sure.
That's easy. That's a sweep.
Worlds for me.
Let's talk about where your baseball kind of journey and career started, because it seems like you've always had this love for the sport. When did you first find yourself getting involved with the sport and really saying, "I love what I'm doing here"?
When I was little, I always played, and I was playing other sports. I was playing soccer. I was playing football, and then kind of like when I was 12-ish, it just kind of clicked, and I was like, I'm pretty good at this. I could keep doing this. I could play this, and that's when I kind of realized like this is what I want to do. I want to play baseball.
Obviously, you're not just continuing your athletic career, but you're also continuing your academic career. What are you planning on studying, and what kind of jobs do you kind of see yourself in the future?
I'm studying education, so I'm trying to be a high school history teacher when I'm done. So plan is to come back up to Pennsylvania and teach here, and then maybe coach a little bit, but definitely I'm going to be a high school history teacher. That's the plan.
And coaching always comes too from that, it seems like, love of the game originally as a player. So many players that eventually become coaches. What is some really good advice that you've received in all the coaches you've been under? What's some really good advice that you hold near and dear to your heart?
Got to be like advice about like dealing with failing. Like if you strike out twice in a game, like you can't let the 2 strikeouts in the first 2 at bats carry into the 3rd at bat. Like everything, like you got to have a short mindset. Like that's kind of been my best advice, is just trying to forget about what happened 10 minutes ago and just like trying to be like, have nothing going on in the head.
All right, Tyler, before we let you go, I know you have a strong support system and people that are always there for you. I want to give you the time to give all those guys a shout out and the people that are always in your corner.
Yeah, I mean, definitely my parents. I mean, I know my dad's definitely watching this right now. There's no doubt in my mind. He's not here in Texas. It's kind of weird. It's probably one of the few times I've ever played a game and he wasn't there. So that's definitely weird. I'm sure he's going to be watching. I know he's going to be watching, but I appreciate, I mean, all the commitments he and my mom have made. Like, I mean, me playing travel baseball all over the country definitely wasn't easy for them when I was growing up. But I mean, there was always at least one of them with me, which is like cool. They were able to take time off work and do whatever for, I mean, especially my little sister's a big time cheerleader. My older brother was a big time baseball player. Like they never missed any of our events. So that's like cool. I mean, they always were really just dedicated to like seeing us. And then like obviously my siblings, I mean, they're big supporters of me too. I mean, my brother, he always calls me after games, texts me before games. And then my sister, she's always good for the how'd it go when I get home. And then, I mean, obviously the coaches like Coach Pletcher, Coach Mack, Amel, and then my high school coaches and my travel coaches. They're definitely big supporters of me my whole life.
Well, Tyler, we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day and busy week to come on and talk with us a little bit, preview these games. We wish you the best of luck and go get a big win. Go get the job done, man.
Appreciate you. Thank you.